Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. We're mind all over social media, Facebook, X, TikTok, and of course our official website is StephenKnightShow.com. Please, if you'd rather watch us on our YouTube channel, subscribe and like and comment. All right, well, yesterday was the third installment of the season 8 reunion for Real Housewives of Potomac. It was shot a few weeks ago, but there have been some changes in the cast since. So it turns out Robin Dixon, it was rumored that wouldn't be returning next season, and she confirmed it on her podcast, Reasonably Shady with Giselle, that she was not asked to return. She said, "Yes, I will not be returning for season 9 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. It's reality. The network did not invite me back. I was fired, for lack of better words. I will not sugarcoat the situation and say, oh, I'm walking away and this is a break or anything like that. This was a network decision." Now, while the show viewers were able to see Robin's growth as a businesswoman as well as her development in her family, Robin continues to say, "I'm okay with it because nothing lasts forever. I've had a very long run on the show, and I just really appreciate the time and opportunity that I had on the show." All right, so then Candace, she had announced a few weeks ago that she was stepping away from the show when we returned for season 9. And today, people speculated on why. She said she was working on other projects, but today her and her husband announced that they're expecting their first child. On the show, they discussed their challenges around her conceiving and then doing IVF, etc. And it was confirmed that this is two of the embryos that she had frozen 2 years ago. She said, "I'm about 13 weeks." This is what she told Entertainment Tonight. "I'm about 13 weeks, so just about the second trimester. It's been weird, but also really wonderful. I think to keep it kind of to ourselves." And she went on to say how she had told her mother and her immediate family and close best friend group, but that was pretty much it. And then today, it was alleged that newcomer Nneka, she has been fired. And she was only on the Joanne was on it for one season. She had battles with fellow Nigerian Wendy Oselfa, and so she won't be. We don't know why, but she won't be allegedly won't be returning to the show. So I'll ask you, Brittany. I'm sure you watch this. What are your
I
thoughts?
do.
What are your thoughts? You think a lot of people said that Candace, she pretty much helps make the show, and her being gone won't be good for the show. But people on social media praised her for protecting her pregnancy and her family and not dealing with the stress, while she has this child. What are your thoughts?
I love the show actually. So this is definitely one of my favorite housewives little thing or whatever.
Mhm.
I love Candace. I think that Candace does have her flaws and lack of accountability issues, but I do love her personality and her growth along the season. I completely agree with her stepping away to have a family. She's been attacked twice for her mouth on the show physically. So she does not need to be on the next season while she's pregnant because clearly she does take low digs and can't fight and has been physically attacked. So I do think she needs to sit this one out. I am glad Robin Dixon is stepping away. She has been cheated on, cheated on, cheated on, and cheated on. She don't talk about Juan. Juan don't show up for taping. Juan Dixon has been caught red-handed several times by cheating on her with different women. They got divorced, remarried, went bankrupt, and she never, ever, ever gives any details on her personal life. She avoids and all deflects and all of that, and she gets real defensive about her men who don't show up on the show. So it's time for her to go. They have plenty other people. I'm disappointed that Nneka's leaving. I kind of like the fact that they had two Nigerians for the first time on a show like this. So, and then Nneka was very eloquent with her words. She's an attorney. Her husband's a doctor. They're doing very well. She said that she was actually casted for Married to Medicine first
Yeah.
and then ended up on this show. So I do think that, maybe hopefully she goes over to that direction. But I like Nneka. I think her and Wendy definitely got along and I think did not get along. And I think that was because Wendy kind of wanted to be the only Nigerian. That's what it's given. So yeah, I do like this new girl, Kiana.
Yeah, I
She
like
got
her. Yeah.
I like her a lot and her outfits be on point. So I hope that, she do well and gets like well, it's not a peach, it's whatever they have. So,
I think it's
a cherry blossom or something. So I mean, I love Potomac. So I think that, without Candace, it's gonna be a little lackluster, but it'll still be good.
Yeah. I'm sure Candace will come back too after she gets into motherhood and everything.
Yeah, hopefully with growth.
Yeah. Lenny, I know you don't watch the show, but what do you think about an ensemble cast, and there being a switch up? People know the cast, they're excited about the cast, and then they switch it up. Because Robin was original, one of the originals. Candace been there forever, and Neko is her first season. What are your thoughts?
This sounds like a foreign language to me. The only thing I can say is all you got to do is remember the uproar from when they switched Dark Viv to Light Viv. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Or Dark from off of Dwayne's show with him and Tisha Campbell. When he switched from the Dark Claire to the Light Claire. Uproar.
Steven, I feel like Lania has the sports on lock, and I got the reality shows on lock. Like, I don't know nothing Lania be talking about when it comes to basketball and stuff.
That's my thing. Sports is my thing.
Chicken, what you thoughts? I know you don't watch these shows, but what are your thoughts on like a cast switch like this? Do you think it's good for the show, or do you think it's good to bring in fresh blood, or should we keep the people who are, that fans love?
I think that with reality TV, the way that the formula is set up, it lends itself to need switching out after so often.
Yeah.
Simply because the speed of it, like everything moves so fast, and you can kind of burn out of a character, honestly. And who wants to play a character that's supposed to be themselves for a long period of time? Who really as an actor, like who wants to do that?
Yeah.
And it's not even a character; it's yourself. So I don't know. I wish Robin well. She was a friend of the show. She's been a guest. Wish her well.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Portia left and came back.
What happened? What'd you say? Brittany?
I said, Portia left and came back.
Yeah.
Portia. So maybe, they'll like sit out and come back after some things happen in their life.
That's true. All right. Well, the first Golden Bachelor marriage is coming to an end. Earlier on Friday, reality star Gary Turner announced that after getting hitched back in January, he and his wife, Teresa Nist, are headed towards divorce. Now, the estranged couple shared the sad news during an interview on Friday. Gary, who's 72, and Teresa, who's 70, sat side by side. And they actually were holding hands, seemingly in full support of one another, as they explained how they decided to separate after falling in love on the first season of ABC's The Golden Bachelor last year. Sharing his thoughts on the matter, Jerry said, Teresa and I have had a number of heart-to-heart conversations, and we've looked closely at our situation, our living situation, and so forth. And we have kind of come to the conclusion mutually that it's probably time for us to dissolve our marriage. Now, Teresa said, we have received so much love and support from so many people who watched The Golden Bachelor, and I don't think we can tell you how many people told us that it gave them so much hope. We want none of that to change for anybody. Now, the two went on to explain how distance and family played a role in their decisions to separate. So apparently, they lived in different parts of the country. They're established, they're older in their 70s, they have family, and they couldn't determine on where they wanted to live. They looked at a few places, but ultimately it didn't work. Do you think it could be harder, at that age when you're more established, and as opposed to obviously early on in your career, to pick up and move, with someone else? What do you think? I'll start with you, Chica.
First of all, surprise, surprise. Are you really surprised about the relationship ending the way that it did? I mean, come on. Anyway, it can work both ways. It can go anyway. And I'm looking at it like this. Okay, so you're established and settled into your life, right? That means you know what you want and you know what you need. There's no BSing at this point. Obviously, if you decided to get married then you want to be married at that age if you're set in your ways. How do you make the decision to get married and not be able to make that next step? Either way, somebody has to compromise, but somebody had to be willing to do it. But you were willing to get married under what pretense? Like, why? If you weren't going to share a life eventually. Doesn't make sense to me. All goes back to reality show, not real.
And then apparently they, because remember, I think his story was that he was married for many, many years. His wife passed away, and he was looking for love. But it came out during while the show was airing that he had plenty of girlfriends after his wife passed away.
What you said, his story. His story was
right. Brittany, what are your thoughts on this couple? Because I remember my mom, she dated up until she passed, she dated a gentleman for almost 9 years. Remember one year I asked her, you know, do you think you ever get married? And she said, well, it's complicated. Where we live. He loves this house, I love my house. You know. So what are your thoughts on this?
On which part, on the show or your question?
The show.
Oh, okay. I've never seen The Bachelor. Like, I've never seen an episode or anything like that. I think that all of it is kind of fake. Like, so I mean, I don't know. Are there any Bachelor couples that are still
that's
lasting?
couple still, yeah.
Oh, okay, because I've never seen an episode. And then also, like, I feel like their reasons for divorce is like y'all didn't know these things before you picked each other. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like that either. And then I'm in my 30s, and I know, like, I'm dating. And I had a recent incident where somebody asked me to spend a night. And I'm not doing it. I'm not packing no spend a night bag. I can go home. I am very much set in my ways at 30. So I can only imagine like being much older and having to move in or something. I'm ready to go home. And so my home is my home, and I'm very just set in my ways.
Lyndia, what are your thoughts on this?
When you sign up for shows like this, they do a whole dossier on everybody. You get interviewed, and you're supposed to be truthful in the information that you're giving. And you know that, you know, these types of shows are geared around these people finding love. Mm-hmm. Even though you get to slut around with all these women or all these men and humping and grinding and kissing on just to find one, and you're supposed to be able to say, this is the person I want to be with. Right. This is who I want to be with. You go in with a certain expectation, and Brittany said it, you wasting time, because what kind of heart-to-hearts did y'all have? What kind of heart-to-hearts did you really have? Because you knew your situation going in. And with any relationship, there has to be some form of a compromise. Yeah. And in relationships, depending on where you are, you're compromising at different points in the relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it comes to where you live, whether it comes to children, whether it comes to discipline, you're going to have to you're going to have to be able and want to compromise, because if you want that dynamic, it just can't be all about what you want and all about what that person wants, or I'm stuck in my ways. Because then if you're stuck in your ways, how do you move forward? Because the key word in that is being stuck. And that creates a problem in the dynamic. So 3 months, I mean, y'all at annulment stages, even though you may have consummated, they may have consummated during that damn show. Let's keep it all the way through. Yeah.
I thought that was against the rules.
No.
I thought on these shows you supposed to like on Ready to Love and all them other ones, they be like, don't do that.
Oh, they be like, don't do it, but them grown ass people. Them grown ass people around.
Y'all ruining the process, doing it early and lying. Y'all ruining it.
But they're running off of hormones. They want hormones. It's hormones and attention. Because I be seeing the clips for Ready to Love, like on Instagram. I'm like, Y'all ain't really come on here for no love. Y'all came on here for attention.
Some
Oh
people-
my
yeah.
goodness.
This
Yeah.
is
It's not.
attention. You want attention. You want some spotlight on you. You want your 15 minutes of fame or whatever that is now. That's what you want. You ain't really looking for love. Cause I'm like, if I bet half the dudes that be perpetrating on these shows, yeah, what would you get past? I can't even say the first date because your conversation is already trash.
Mhm. Well, they had the one bachelor who he came out as gay, and then they had the guy on Love Is Blind on Netflix. He came off as bisexual, although he's married to a man now.
And they were on with women as the competition.
Yeah.
No,
That's
the
in there
dude.
with women.
They were competing.
Yeah.
They went on shows where the women were, they had to pick a woman.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Brittany, you seem so surprised.
I'm devastated.
Why are
'Cause
you surprised?
it's no hope for me, Chike.
Chike,
It's no.
do it again.
It's no. I'm in
Do it again.
Atlanta. It's no hope for me.
Do it again, Chike. Do it again. What you do at the beginning of the story?
What you mean?
What
I'm
you do?
sorry.
What you say? Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
You on a
And then-
show talking about women you wanna get married to and be with a woman.
Yeah.
On Love Is Blind, the dude had a girlfriend the whole time. I was like, baby, I
Oh,
love
yeah,
you.
that one guy had a
He was
girlfriend.
texting. He
Yeah.
was like, baby, I love you. Don't listen to nothing on the
Yeah.
show that you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you even
Oh my God.
We can't hear you.
those things? Are you single?
Right. Yeah, he did have a whole
Single
girlfriend.
professional.
Yep. Yep.
If they lie on national TV, Chike, it's no hope for me. They're going to lie to me to my face.
They gonna play all the way in your face.
Well, check this story out. So, a woman went viral. This story went viral. So, the woman confronted her daughter's stepmother for disciplining her, I think, with a belt, because the daughter was being disrespectful to her. And she said she had permission from the dad to discipline her. And so the mom confronted her saying, I don't want anyone, she said, I don't want no bitch, excuse me, putting their hands on my daughter. And she said, and you being the dad, you're the one that should have been disciplined. He said, I wasn't there, but I gave her permission. So there was this back and forth, especially on our Instagram page, where people were saying the mom was out of line, and people were saying, I don't want anyone touching my daughter, a stepmother. And then some people were saying, well, the fact that they don't have a relationship, there's no trust there to really for the mom to feel comfortable having another woman discipline her daughter. Let me ask you, Brittany, as a mother, and of course, you, Linnea, as well. What are your thoughts on stepmother, not a girlfriend, but a stepmother disciplining your daughter?
Please, if anybody is watching this and I'm not with my children's father, don't put your hands on my children. I will definitely catch a case. Don't put your hands on my kids. You can call me all day long and tell me what they did, and we can have a conversation, or I will discipline my kids. You can call their grandmother. They daddy should call me. We can all have like a powwow about what to do to introduce you to my kids' life. And they should be respectful of you as an adult. But I definitely, if their teachers can't do it, there's just random people. I don't just let random people with my kids. And so I definitely am in a space of allow me to be the parent, and I will enforce, whatever y'all decide. But I definitely don't agree with it. I think some people take disciplining too far. And I would rather be the person to navigate that with my own situation. And especially with random women. If you're not married to my ex, and he just rotating around, you can't be putting your hands on my kids because he got all these different girlfriends. I'm not okay with it. So for me, that's just how I feel. And then I do agree that the stepmom and the mom have to have a better relationship so that she can call and be like, look, I had an incident today where the child was acting like this, and I would appreciate it if you would help me out so she can't do this to me no more. And that's where I should step in and be able to to help you navigate that. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Lanier, you're a mother. What are your thoughts on this?
Hell no. No. Duh. Nah.
Don't touch my kid.
Let me just say this. Me personally, as a mother, can't nobody else discipline my son but me. If you have an issue, and my son grown,
Right.
if you have an issue with my son in his minor time, then you come to me as his mother, and I'm gonna deal with it. Now, Chike may agree with me, even with you, Stephen. For us growing up, it was different because I know if I acted up in my neighborhood, I'm gonna get my behind text by somebody in the neighborhood because I done acted up, and then when I get home, I'm gonna get in trouble. So we're in a different world now. I got it. I'm gonna say this. My boyfriend has children. It's not my responsibility to discipline his children. They have a mother. That's their job. Now, if there's an issue, then I go to my boyfriend and I let him know he needs to handle that. And in a perfect world, you would want either the new woman or the new man to get along with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
But I say 7 times out of 10, they don't even really interact for whatever reason. Not they may have never had a crossword, but it just never happened. So you look at that dynamic. Listen, X, Y, and Z happened. You need to handle that. If it doesn't get handled, then you need to check your partner. Period. Now, I think that was a skit, personally.
But it happens.
I know that it happens, but I think that particular skit that he talking about, I think it was a skit. But I don't put your hands on nobody else's children. Now, once we talk about these kids in these schools, then we can talk about something else, because them the ones that you might want to fight. They be acting grown. That might be different. Y'all need to give these teachers races.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Chike, what are your thoughts on this?
So I think that as a father, he disrespected his child by allowing that woman to intervene. And again, I'm speaking to how we're raising these children. What kind of parental situation do you have where a simple phone call or passing to the phone, your dad wants you on the phone? I remember there used to be a point in time just hearing a parent's voice would get you in line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it goes to how you're raising the kids. As the woman that assaulted, because at this point it's not discipline, it's assault. You assaulted that child. As a woman, you shouldn't have done that because you probably wouldn't want anyone to touch your child. I don't care how unruly they are. Maybe it needs to be a situation where she can't come back to that household until she gets herself together.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to make those demands out of her father. But it's all up to the adults to handle that situation, especially the two parents.
Yeah.
I agree with Chike. I think it'd be like, put yourself in the other person's shoes. Like if it was your child, or if it was a man stepping to another man for putting his hands on his son, trying to like discipline him or check him, it would just be a whole different issue. And I think people don't ever put themselves in other people's shoes
because they don't want to. It's easier. It's easier to say, it would be different. Why would it be any different if the shoe was on the other foot? Because you okay with putting your hands on somebody else's child, but let somebody put their hands on your child, then it'll be a whole problem. No, keep that same damn energy, ma'am or sir, whoever.
Or even put yourself in the child's point of view. You as a child, how would you feel if a rogue adult came in, disciplined you? How would you feel?
Mm-hmm.
And stop acting like it's the bitter baby mamas. It's not. Baby mamas are not bitter because we want respect. Like, I just think, like, That is just simple respect. Like, it's not about nobody being bitter. That's just simple respect.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, our last story, speaking about bad mothers. So a mother of 2 in Texas is behind bars as she allegedly left her young children home alone for nearly a week while she went on a cruise. Her name is Lakeisha Woods Williams. She's 29 years old. She was arrested on 2 charges of child endangerment on Thursday after leaving her 6-year-old and 8-year-old home alone in her high-rise apartment in Houston for 6 days, according to the Harris County Constable Office, Precinct 5. Now, Williams allegedly left on the cruise on April 4th and returned home during the evening of April 10th. She said she monitored her children via webcam and cell phone. Brittany, this is your hometown.
It's something in the water. Cause how she talking about she was watching her kids through a baby monitor and a cell phone?
Right.
That is insane. That is insane. Like, but this ain't the first story where they done that. Let's not act like Drea didn't do that and say that she left her kids to go be with Chris Brown and left them with like Chef Boyardee or something. And then people do it all the time. And y'all gotta stop doing it. Y'all gotta stop.
6 and 8-year-old for 6 days.
Like, y'all gotta start leaving your kids at home for extended amounts of time. No longer are the days where they have like the latchkey keys where, you know, back in the day they used to do that. You know, you get home, call your mama, can't have nobody over the house. But like going on a trip somewhere, and I think somebody else got in trouble for doing that too. Like they was out of town or something at Vegas or something.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all losing your mind with these kids.
But there was also the woman recently who left her child. She went out of town. She left her infant, like a 2-year-old or something, and came back. The baby was dead.
I saw that. That was sad. Thank God this one was monitoring through the baby monitor. So
shut up.
Who reported it?
Someone must have. I don't know. Chike, mother of the year. What are your thoughts?
So you said 8 and 6?
8 and 6.
Okay, so 8 and 6 is 14. She needs to spend 14 years in the galley of a ship for her prison sentence, working just the bottom of a cruise ship, servicing everybody else on the cruise ship, but not able to come out of the galley. 14 years. And this kid should never be able to see her ever again in life.
She definitely needs to lose custody. Absolutely.
Lanier?
It was a word that Sir Chike had started using when people had gall and gumption, and it's called audacity. And the fact that she said, oh, you had the cell phone and the monitor watching them, like that is okay.
Right.
Let me tell you something. There was an apartment that I lived in, and there was a young woman who left her babies in the house. They're on the 3rd floor, left her babies in the house. And they were 2 and 3. Left them in the house and left something on the stove. They had to rip the roof off to get in and get them babies. And you know, when you live in an apartment, when you get a call that there's a fire, you're instantly like, oh, snap, is that my apartment?
Right.
Because like my son was like, Mom, it's a fire. I'm like, oh, now I got to rush home and I'm all scared. But it wasn't in our section, and they had to drag them babies out. And this heifer says she only went to go to the store. So you left 2 babies in the house with the stove on, and it was a gas stove.
Man.
And it tore up. So not only did you sacrifice your babies, that whole section of those apartments and those other people lost their homes. Because you decided you wanted to go outside. You decided you wanted to be out in the streets. I think that I think you should have to take a psychological exam in order to have children, like a driver's license. You need to go through some sort of testing. So you should probably start having parenting classes beforehand. You need to get some kind of certificate that can say you can have some children. because this is the way that these people in there thinking. Because it's like, oh, well, I was watching them on the camera. You a lie.
Right.
I've been on a cruise ship before.
She was turned up.
Listen, every day.
Not every day.
Damn day. That's what you do on a cruise.
Right.
I just find it really hard to concentrate on a monitor or whatever on a cruise ship. There's no way.
Right. And
But why?
Connection issues and
Why are people like, I don't understand. It's such a trend to just leave babies in the car while you run in the gas station, leave them in the car while you go in the store, leave them in the house. Why not just take the kid with you? Like, my kids don't let me go to the restroom by myself. Like, I have to take them with me everywhere. Like,
right.
I'm one of the generation where I got left in the car, and I'm here to tell y'all for the first time, y'all probably shouldn't have done that because we were up to no good. None.
My mom left me and my little brother in the car one time, and we had the car was a 6 shift, and somehow we hit and it was going down the hill into the highway. My mom had to run out and dive into the car and stop it.
I was
This is what I'm talking about.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of climbed in that driver's seat of that Batmobile my mama had, and I was like, I thought I knew how to drive. I couldn't even see over that damn steering wheel. I didn't know where I was going, and but the tail whipping that I got,
right.
I guarantee you I ain't do it again.
Exactly.
But I
see, Mama, I ain't do none of that, and I was good, and you still beat my ass for no reason.
She ain't beat it for no reason.
Well, listen, ladies, thank you so much for Hot Topics. Chike, I'll see you movie reviews, and we'll be right back after this.